to talk to you guys about having to see your weapons. So we're going to talk about Atemi Waza, which is striking technique. And when you guys are doing your Atemi Waza, it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you guys are doing your Kazami, which is your jab, whether you got Gyaku, whether you got Kagi, whether you got Ura, and it doesn't really matter, we'll do it again. Kazami, Gyaku, Kagi, Ura, and whatever you guys are doing, you have to be able to see your weapons. A lot of times we'll see people do this. So I'm going to throw a hook. And when I throw my hook, watch my hand here. I'm going to take the hook outside of my peripheral like this, and I come through. And a lot of times people do this, and they sling through because it makes a big pop on the bag, but it's incorrect. You have to be able to see your weapons. When you're doing any type of Atemi Waza, I have to see the weapon. So hold on one second, I'm going to look at the camera. If I'm here and I go Kazami, Gyaku, Kagi, Ura, notice that I'm looking at the camera and I can see my weapons. I can see the weapons are my hands. What you don't want to do is if I throw Kagi, which is a hook, if I do this, see how now I put it down and I throw like that, there's a point where I don't see my hand. And I see people making that mistake. If you can't see your own damn weapon, you're making a mistake. There's not a lot more power. Let's just put that right there. There's not a lot more power of me taking this way out here and hitting it this way, other than me just doing a proper technique, shifting the hips, and then coming through. I mean, if I do this, you hit a certain way, but if you do it correctly, you can generate the same amount of power just coming through. Notice I'm here, I turn my hip, and I come through. And that shot, the impact on the bag, is the same as me coming here and then coming through. Right? So, I mean, obviously there's more force coming in, it's a bigger distance, but there's not that much more. And the amount of force that you get by giving up the weakness of not seeing your weapon, which is your hands, is not worth the opening that you're going to give. Take those off for a second, go to a fighting stance for me. Okay, so if I throw a hook, if I do this and I throw a hook here and I go tight, I can keep it right there. See how close I am? But if I go wide, all he has to do is put that right there. So watch how easy it is for him to counter my lead hook. If I go too wide, bang. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. We don't want to do that. So I see a lot of people, instead of throwing their hook shot, their Kagizuki, instead of keeping it tight like this and coming through, I'll see them drop the hand, get to where they can't see it, and then come through. Always see your weapons. We're going to look at the Urazuki from the bags one more time for me. Another one is Urazuki, which is that uppercut, right? So when you do Urazuki, I'm here, you want to see where my hand is right here? I don't really move it that much. Everyone thinks you have to put it down to, scratching your ass. It's not true. If I'm here, I turn my hip, I'm turning the palm in, and I come up through. That's the shot. Turn and up through, right? So turn the hip, and then I come up. What I see a lot of people doing is they're going to take it from here, they drop down, and see I'm dropping it down, I can't see my hand, and then try to do this little jazz, right? Again, that's incorrect. If I'm, go and take those off for me real quick. If I'm fighting, I'm going to shadow box the camera real quick. If I'm here, and I go Kazami here, Gyaku here, Kagi, this hand is going to come through, I can see it right there. So I'm here, right? So 1, 2, 3. If I throw a 4, if I'm coming up here, I still see my hand is up here. When I turn it, I see the palm of my hand, and I know I'm coming up. What I don't want to do is go 1, 2, 3, and then drop the hand where I can't see it, and then I'm coming up this way. That's not what we want to do. So when we're here, if I throw my Kazami Gyaku and I'm just trying to get him active, and he puts his hands up as a defense, so defend. So my Kagi, I might go to the body. So I'll go defend, boom, there I am. I can still see that shot coming into the ribs. Bang, just like that. Your Urazuki, and the second mistake people do with the Atemi Waza, is they don't make it a vertical strike. When you do your Ura, you turn your hip in, and you come up. So if you look at, if I'm going to use my opponent here, goes to a fighting stance, look at the camera and go to fighting stance for us, okay? Okay, now what you see this triangle? That triangle, you're coming up through that. So even if you get him, even if you come right here for me and just kind of, cover up as a hit, even if I'm having, he covers these shots, right? This opening, I'm turning in, that's what gives me that shot. I'm coming right here. You catch what I mean? That's the shot. Same thing, like if I throw Kazami and he covers in tight, let's say that he brings both of his hands in like this. So if he covers and he does that, when I come in here, this angle, this triangle, that's what we're looking for, triangles. That triangle is why we have the Kagi, right? So let's say that I go Kazami Gyaku and you cover up like this. Let's go to this side so they can see what I'm doing here. So he's just going to cover it like this. Boom, he covers, he covers. See that triangle? That's where I have that shot, right? So let's do that again. We're here, cover, cover, bang, right there. That's that shot. I didn't swing it out. I didn't let it go out of my, I have to see my weapons. That's the lesson. I have to see when we're here, bang, that's the shot. Or let's say that he covers up like this and I see that his elbows go out. Maybe I come here and he goes, yeah, see that triangle? See the elbows there? So if he covers up here, I go boom, boom, now I've got this shot, bang, right there. And again, I'm seeing my weapon the whole time. So when you guys are doing Kazami, Gyaku, Kagi, Ura, make sure you can see the weapons, but it goes on everything. So go to another stance here. Let's say that I'm going to do Nukite. Why would I want to take my hands outside of my peripheral vision to bring it back in to poke someone in the eye? Doesn't make sense. If I'm doing a back fist, why would I take my hand if I'm going to do a back fist? And we see it in movies, you know, Bruce Lee does it. He brings that hand back like this, and then he snaps it out, you know. Why would you bring your hand back behind your head where I can't see it, and then he's lighting me up right here? You have to always think about point of origin. Point of origin is good kamae. So go back, hands up. We're here. If I do a back fist, I want to snap it out. Snap, pull back. If I do an eye strike, snap, pull back, right? I want to make sure that all my weapons, whether it's Nukite here, a back strike here, whether it's Tetsui Uch here, I can cover my head here, pop, and that's my Tetsui Uch. Whatever I'm doing, I want to make sure that I have point of origin and I can see my weapons. So when you guys are doing your bag work, and for you guys in the online Ninjutsu dojo, you're working on your skills, make sure that you're not taking your hand outside. You keep everything inside the shoulders, and you have to always be able to see your weapons. If you can't see it, you're fucking it up, right? All right, good.